Hi, I'm Brett Jennings, and for the last 12 years, I've traveled the country to meet, mentor, and mastermind with some of the brightest and best minds both inside and outside of real estate. I've taken those ideas, brought them back to our team of experts, and sold hundreds of homes per year all across Silicon Valley, and this is how we do it. So thanks for everyone for taking the time to come learn a little bit about what we can do to shore up our businesses and really make the most of this shifting market. I wanted to share this time because I think, in times like this where there's a lot of uncertainty, not only amongst our real estate community, but specifically with our clients, there's a real opportunity. There's a choice that we can make, right? We can engage more deeply and really become the true professional in the space and really add a lot of value and provide clarity in what we're doing. Or we can kind of put our head in the sand and pull back and furlough. Like many people, I'm saying one of the things that you definitely don't want to do right now is furlough yourself. That's about the worst thing you can do. But I wanted to share, because I've spent a lot of time on some Zoom meetings, both with the Zillow Agent Advisory Board, which I'm a part of. So I've had the opportunity to connect with a lot of top real estate brokers and team leaders all across the country to gain perspectives on, what are they doing, what are they saying, and how are they showing up to really be the leader, be the expert, be that trusted authority in their marketplace. So we've talked about, one, the market update, what's happening. Number two, we talked about a 5-point plan on how people focus or think about the shift. And this is the kind of boots on the ground, 30-day action plan, what we're doing during the shelter in place to keep things moving along. Okay, so let's dive right in. Any questions on anything else right now? Is there anything in the Q&A, Lauren, before I roll into this?
Nope. Again, I put the offer out there. If anyone wants to see the training on virtual opens, feel free to ping the chat or email me at lauren@therealexperts.com, and I'm happy to send.
Cool. Can you put your email in the chat box so people can see that and they can email you?
I did.
Cool.
I did.
Awesome. So this 30 days we're calling pivot. It's Tom Ferry's put some content out of there. We've borrowed a little bit of things from him. A lot of it is things that we've been using just on our own. But I'm going to challenge you to take advantage of this, because the next 30 days, if it is mid-May that they kind of open things back up, what else are you going to be doing? So this is a real opportunity, and I challenge, if you take this challenge, you'll build habits that will help your business, specifically just the level of outreach and engagement with your sphere of influence and clients and leads. Second thing is you'll cast a positive light on you and your brand that will generate referrals from your clients and sphere. And number three, most importantly, is how to set yourself up to capture an unfair share of the market on the other side of this. So the goal is over the next 30 days would be stay safe and healthy, keep your business moving forward, and capture mind share to gain market share. Why? Well, because what we do, what we say, and what we post over the next 30 days will have a massive impact on your brand. This step one is going to be, take your meds. We talked about that: meditation, exercise, diet, sleep. Get a healthy routine set up with prospecting included. And when we talk about prospecting, we'll talk about what our messaging is, because we're not being cheesy and salesy and pushy at this time at all. Over communicate, master your message of this market, elevate your game as a virtual agent, and take massive action. So step one in this whole process is to identify your most motivated versus the rest. This is a text message we sent out. Every one of our partners in the group has about 100 active buyers that want to buy between yesterday and 12 months from now. And so we put this message, loaded it as a template inside our CRM, and just said, hey, float this out to your past clients. And obviously, we've actually done some messaging in advance of this. We've had an email going out just that they've all sent out saying, hey, how are you? Are you okay? And if people are okay, then we sent this message out. Hey, John, want to check in and see if you'd like me to visit a few homes. and live stream them to you without having to leave the comfort of your home. Of course, I'll practice social distancing and COVID guidelines in the process. Let me know. We sent this out, on my pipeline, one of our inside salespersons sent this out to 200 contacts. We had 38 responses and several showing requests coming out of this. So the key point here is you want to segment your database, the people like in your sphere of influence, not sphere of influence, your people who have actively expressed interest to buy, is who you're going to send this message to. And what we want to do is find out who's going to raise their hand and say, hey, I'm still at interest, right? So we know we can focus more of our communication on those people, and it's okay to have, a conversation about buying or selling real estate with them. You're going to get a lot of other people who respond and say like, hey, no, we're good for now. We're kind of got our plans on hold, and I'll talk to you. I'll share with you guys what you should say and how you should interact with those people going forward. But the number one thing is we want to segment off the top, like who are those people that are interested in still doing something, even given the current circumstances, right? Step two, for the rest of them, this is for all of your prospects that outside of those, your past clients and sphere of influence, is this thing we call the 4 C's. So we have some scripting that we can share, these pivot scripts. They have been very, very effective. I mentioned like most everyone in our group has been doing at least 3 meetings a week, and they're coming out of this dialogue. So let's role play this real quick if we could, Lauren, just so I can give people a flavor of what that is like.
Sure.
So I'm calling, let's say Lauren's a past client of mine. So again, the 4 C's are connect, care, contribute, and then provide clarity. So ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Lauren, it's Brett Jennings calling. I was thinking about you during this time, especially, and I wanted to reach out and see, first off, how are you and your family doing right now?
Oh, hi, Brett. Gosh, long time no talk. We're doing quite well. How are you doing? How are you and the the family and the kids doing?
I'm good. We're going a little stir crazy with like homeschooling. Now I really appreciate what teachers do and actually they should probably get like raises, like we should double their income because it's not, that's probably been one of the more challenging things. But apart from that, no, I'm good. My family's healthy, and when we're doing okay. We're doing okay. But I wanted to reach out in a second front because my team and I, we have partnered with a local nonprofit, and we're doing outreach right now for anyone who either can't get out or shouldn't get out during the shelter in place, or maybe they don't feel comfortable, or other people who maybe hit hard times through either recently being furloughed or laid off. We're providing a week's worth of free groceries to them.
Oh, wow.
So just wanted to know, one, do you guys need any help, or do you have anyone in your world that might need help at this time?
Gosh, Kevin and I are still fine. We're still able to work from home, which is good. And I've been able to take care of dropping off groceries for my mom every week. But I do have a friend who's furloughed right now, and they've got young kids, and so I could definitely reach out to her and see if this is something that she could benefit from.
Okay, cool. Well, what I'll do is I'll send you an email after this. I just need their name, their address, and the number of people in the household. And I'll give you the instructions on how we can coordinate either delivery, or they have a drive-through grocery pickup that happens on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So I will personally make sure they get taken care of, okay?
Wow, that's awesome. Great. Thanks. Hey, is there anything I can do to contribute to the cause?
I appreciate that. Actually, they do. They could and would welcome additional volunteers. We've got a few other people in the real estate community, like myself, that are helping out down there. But yeah, so I'll send you the information on that.
Great. Awesome. Thanks, Brett.
Okay, cool. And then the other thing is there's some information and some confusion about what's occurring in real estate right now. Some people think this might be like 2008. And my goal is to just inform and educate you and all my clients about the reality of what's going on in the market right now. So do you have any questions or concerns that I can answer? Because I think you and your husband were talking about a potential move up either this year or next.
Yes, actually, that I'm glad you brought that up. We kind of would love it if you could provide a crystal ball and see if our house is going to hold value. And we're thinking about making a move later this year, so I would definitely be interested in that, Brett.
Yeah, well, I tell you what I'm doing. We're now learning to use this technology called Zoom. Like half of my day is spent on Zoom, as you probably, since you're working from home, you're probably doing that too. We do
Same
these
here.
kind of 15-minute market updates on Zoom, where I can take you through exactly kind of what's happening with the market, and it maybe just going to add some clarity to your goals and plans, so you guys can determine, hey, should we put things on hold, or should we advance our timeline based on what's going. Happy to
That
set
sounds
that up
great.
for you. How about we do that? Today's Friday. We could do one this afternoon at 4:30, or maybe Monday at 11.
Monday around the lunch hour would be great. How about
Perfect.
Monday at 11? Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, I'll send you the calendar invite and a Zoom link for that, and we'll see you then.
Great. Thanks.
Boom. So that's just in demonstrate and inform kind of what we're doing. So it's connect, care, how really sincerely, how are you? Contribute. Now, I want to mention, we're doing this partnership with this Reaching Out Center. They are looking for additional volunteers. So if you're inclined and you feel safe and comfortable going out during shelter in place, they have masks and gloves and stuff, and you do practice social distancing when we're doing some volunteering. And if you do have people who are furloughed or laid off that do need help, let us know, and we can get you connected with them. His email is Troy, Troy. I'll have Lauren put it in the box there. Troy at Reaching Out Center. So I'm putting this out there that you guys can cascade this value proposition out into your base and audience, and benefit from it as well. And then, so connect, care, contribute, and then provide clarity. So that's the fourth question there. We have that scripting available. So if you send Lauren an email, you can ask her for, we got the slide deck and that scripting as well. So the main thing is there's no selling that we're doing at all. Like we're not, we're just connecting, caring, and contribution. This is the brand building that is going to happen from what you're doing. So let's dive. We got a few minutes left. I'm going to take you through exactly what we're saying to restore confidence to our clients about what's going on if they have any uncertainty. So this is kind of the talk track or the dialogue that we run through when we're doing these Zoom meetings. So the first thing, let me go back here. This is a picture of us while I'm pulling this up. That's a picture of us doing some, now don't tell anybody, like in that photo, we weren't social distancing. So I know there's some like Nazis out there about that stuff. So please don't bash us for
Our next team pictures only have 2 or 3 people in them because
yeah, and then we're all like we're all like double arms length apart. So let me pull up this this other bit of bam. Let me pull up this. I'm going to stop screen share here, and I'm going to give you guys kind of the experience of what it's like when we're doing these Zoom market updates. So I'm going to just role play this with Lauren again. So Lauren, yeah, thanks for taking the time. Just want to give you guys the lowdown on what's really happening, where we see things going, and maybe that'll add some color or context to what you guys are thinking to either advance your timeline and move things up, or put things on pause, and we can talk about that. So so Lauren, what were some of the concerns? I know you said whoa, is this going to be like 2008 all over again?
Right. I mean, I just want to make sure my house is going to keep its value through the pandemic, because just like we talked about earlier, we want to move up and upgrade at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think you're going to be okay, and here's why. We put this deck together to be able to answer some of these questions. This is from David Rosenberg. He's an economist. He was saying what 9/11 has in common with what's happening today. So this is not like 2008. We did have a recession in 2008. It's more like the recession that happened after 9/11. Because what's in common is like the shock of the Twin Towers that generated all that fear, had people afraid of going out in public, people avoiding crowds, and people were acting the same way then, to avoid a terrorist attack as people are now to avoid to get sick. So the same parts of the economy are under pressure. It's airlines, leisure, hospitality, and consumer discretionary services. So I'll show you what happened with the Bay Area real estate market at that time. because the recession doesn't equal a housing crisis. With the sudden slowdown, what we're thinking is a recession, has effectively started. We are in a recession now. But Goldman Sachs put out some interesting data about how long it might, what their best estimates are. And this is what Goldman's saying. Q1, obviously, our last couple of weeks is with the coronavirus caused us to have a little bit of a dip. Things are shut down, and we're going to see a deep, what they call a V-shaped recession. But Q3, this is all assuming that we get out from shelter in place sometime either in the month of May or by June. Assuming that happens, I think we'll see Q3, we'll see strong Q3 and then a strong Q4. And that's for the overall economy. But it's the economy and jobs and interest rates that drive real estate. But we don't expect to see, something like 2008 or 9, because at that time, housing took us into the recession. The housing market was all screwed up. Nobody had any equity. They were doing all no money down loans. If you could fog a mirror, you could get a loan at that time. And now you have to put 20% down. In fact, I ran the stats just the other day. I pulled up, looked at the data. In the city of San Jose, the whole broader metro, there are 178,000 homes, and 78% of homeowners have at least 50% equity. So we have a lot of homeowners who are very financially stable. This is not 2008. And then just to back that up, this is looking at the last home price appreciation or home price change during the last 5 recessions. Like I said, this isn't like 2008. This is probably most like 9/11. And at that time, we had a recession after the Twin Towers. Things shut down, and it took us a few months to come back. But overall, home prices went up during that period of time. There are some questions, obviously, like, hey, what about the stock market and how's that affecting prices? This is our assessment. Crisis or crash, Bay Area real estate is still the best place to be. This is looking at the last 40 years of real estate, here in the Bay Area. And you see, we got, we've had lots of recessions and corrections and crises and all of that stuff, but the market still goes up. The question is, what happens when the stock market crashes? This is looking at the NASDAQ. After 9/11, stock market dropped 73%. Now, granted, our stock market dipped down as low as 35%. It's only down about 20% right now. But look what happened at that time with Bay Area real estate. Bay Area real estate prices dropped 10%. Stock market dropped 70, Bay Area real estate dropped 10. Now in the 2008 recession, it was a housing-led crash. That's what took the stock market down, but the stock market went down 53%. Bay Area real estate only went down 27%. Our most recent, if you remember at the end of 2018, we hit like a weird spot in the stock markets. Facebook, Apple, Netflix, and Google dropped 25 to 40%. Bay Area real estate only dropped 8%. So the bottom line is, like, our real estate values are twice as durable as stocks are, right? They're a lot less volatile. People don't, fire sale their houses, and we don't anticipate that this is going to be anything, like I said, like 2000. It's probably going to be close to like 2001. What I can tell you is our market ran up January and February. We ran up about 10% on price. And prices seem to probably right now pulling back 3 or 4%. We might see a little bit more on the downside, but then that's going to get made back up once we get out from shelter in place, I think. So does that provide some clarity for you about what's going on?
Yes, definitely. No, that sounds great.
Yeah, and the reason our market's going to be strong coming out of this is 2 reasons. Like, inventory. We have super low inventory. January, the reason we saw a big run up is because it was the lowest inventory we'd ever seen. And now we still have low inventory. There will be more sellers putting their homes on the market, but interest rates are the main thing that's really driving it lower. This is looking at last year's interest rates going back to 2018 and where they are today. We hit this all-time low recently. So have you refied recently?
I did. I was lucky. We got that in. Before this, the rates started going back up for refis. So
cool. Yeah, I just want to make sure, as your fiduciary, if you aren't locked in at one of these, these rates like in this lower end of the range here, that you take advantage. But it sounds like you have. So good on you there. Cool. so that is, guys, that is what exactly we're saying and how we're saying it to our people. Um, and then lastly, when I say, we talked about what to say to your people, like this caring and connection piece, like this is the time to show up strong for your people, whether it's past clients, sphere of influence, or even your farm. Like we've had good success calling into the farm, just saying, hey, I'm a local real estate agent. Listen, I'm not calling about business right now. I live in the community here, and we're doing some outreach just to make sure everybody's okay. And do you or anyone you know need help, because we have this partnership that we're aligned with, and make that visible. Go out and share your contributions visibly, because how you show up now will build your brand forever. With this goal of, usually you got to develop market share to develop mind share. Mind share meaning like, oh yeah, Gene's a realtor, or Enrique's a realtor because I see his listings. But this is an opportunity for you to just show up as an awesome human being, because guess what, guys? People do business with people they like and trust. And this is a killer opportunity, to just, to find and identify the small segment of people who want to do something right now. It's going to be small segment, but the rest of your base, like really, just show up in a really solid way. So I hope, that this time we spent together the last hour was valuable. My goal, every time you guys entrust me with your time, I'm always committed to doing everything I can to bring it. So, questions or thoughts before, questions or thoughts?
Well, I think I'll start with saying, for anyone who wants slide deck, invitation to future trainings, Brett and I are going to be putting on a lot of trainings in the next couple weeks while we're all sheltered in place. For anyone who would like to participate, have invite to those,
Yeah.
please feel free to email me or ping me in the chat.
If you could put the that URL in the chat, if you put that URL in the chat, we do host a regular mastermind. We've been doing it on a quarterly basis up until now, but I think it's evident that there's demand for some really good content that is helping you guys be in front of your people and get more deals done. So we're happy to share that. So click on the link for this Thrive Through the Shift to subscribe to our monthly mastermind. There's some questions there that'll ask you, because we want to make this content that we're putting out as relevant as possible to you. So it'll ask you a little bit about your business and where you think you need help, and what would kind of future things you'd like to see us talk about. Lastly, what I can say is, the thing that I enjoy doing most now is kind of the coaching and training piece, this kind of stuff that I'm doing, and then also having one-on-one conversations with people. We are growing, and both our brokerage at Real Estate Experts. So if you are wanting to, grow your business, even if you're not, like, this is not a recruiting conversation I'd have with you, I just want to add value. I'm happy to spend some time with some people. I am limited in my time, because my time is relatively scarce at this point, but because I personally enjoy this process of mentoring people, I will do a 30-minute strategy session. But the qualifications are, you have to be at least at 5 million in sales and production, and that you want to grow. I think there are a couple people who are on the call that I've done some of these before. And is anybody just at liberty to share kind of their experience, and if you got some value out of that? All right. Well, cool. What's that?
I'll share.
Oh, cool.
I mean, we sat down, I think, at the beginning of last year, was it? 2019? Yeah, it was just, it was really great for me. You were able to help me kind of put together more of, it's more changing my mindset for the type of volume that I wanted to do, and I doubled my business. And I also took my base price up almost on average by 70%. So yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, cool. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, that's what we aim to do. So, Yeah, I mean, our sweet spot with real estate experts, just to give the 90-second shameless plug for what we do. I basically grew my business from 10 to 160 million at sales while I was at Keller Williams. And what I found was it took me about 5 years to do that. I spent $150,000 on coaching in 5 years of time. The systems and the tools, like a lot of failing forward and doing a lot of the wrong shit to figure out what worked. So what I do now is kind of, I've taken what I used to have in my team to create that level of efficiency, and we have like solo agents now who can plug in and have all the same, systems, tools, scripts, access to leads and opportunities like Zillow, for them to grow their own individual agent business. Because putting it all together, like, someone can give you the roadmap, but it's a lot of work to put it all together. So we've taken that out so people can just focus on the production. And what that does is it enables us to predictably collapse the time it takes for them to go from 100,000 in commission to 500,000 or 200,000 to $1 million. And last year I feel fortunate. I helped, NECA is one of our partners. She went from 9 deals when she was at KW to 36 deals her first year with us, and she's on track to do 100 deals this year. She did over $1.2 million in GCI in just her second year with us. And I've got other people like Don Mitchell, who's well on his way to that as well. So my goal is I want to help 5 agents hit $1 million in GCI, and then the next level is $2 million net, which is, they got to make about $1.6 million, I think, to net $1 million take home. But wherever you want to go, however you want to grow, we're here to help. So if you want to take advantage of that, go to that URL, brettscalendar.com, grab a spot, and we'll connect. But apart from that, I want to thank everyone for taking the investment of time to be better in your business, and anything that we can do to help you go and grow, we're here. All right. We'll have a great weekend, and look for more stuff coming out from us, and feel free to reach out.